Yo, welcome. Actually, let me make sure this shit's on. Yo, okay. Cool. All right, what's going on? So, on this Sunday, this is what we're gonna do. All right, it's not gonna be the same shit. I'm gonna start it off different today. I've been reading this, The Ultimate Survival Medicine Guide, Emergency Preparation for Disaster. I really started reading this today. I bought it for a while and I put it to the side for the day I'll read it. But you know, I've noticed that is something I do pretty often. I put things to the side, even with the good intentions. I just put it to the side, and before you know it, it's been to the side for a long time. So I'm working on that. I just wanted to source it just because I did a little bit of reading on it, and I actually found a passage that I could relate to on it, and wrote a script. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be figuring out this, and if there's any interpretations, or hey, if I get a question, I'm gonna go to the fire alpaca and we're gonna figure out what it really is. All right. So basically, what this book is about is it's survival tactics. From what I've gathered, it's like survival tips and tactics that you can help yourself learn and be prepared with. It's basically a guide about medical knowledge and tips. Anyways, so there was a passage in here that I found randomly called Blisters, Splinters, and Fish Hooks. And what made me really read this one, because I was just running through it, was the picture. I've had that before. Basically, what that is, a scar on the back of your ankle. And you get that from like low. Well, I've gotten it in the past for low socks, and sometimes the shoe will start to rip, and like the little plastic part will start to cut into your feet. But yeah, that's why I found it, really relatable. So to me, that's been one of my most common. That has been one of my most common injuries that I ran into growing up, and I feel like it like adds to a bad day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. Alright. Let me see if I can draw it. Just to get, my brain working. I'll also read this a little bit. So here's the scenario. Alright. First I'm gonna do this. Oops. Something like that. And your foot goes out. It's a foot. Alright. Oh shit. Oh, that's good. Accidentally kind of made that the way I wanted. And then usually this is the front toes. It usually comes back here. And oh well. This is, whoops. Why is that shit so huge? Bam. You got your toes up here. multiple one of those sometimes. And then you got the back of the foot. Like that. You're gonna go heel or and then well the heel's down here, to be honest. And then this part is more like the ankle, but like the back of the ankle. All right, here's the scenario. All right, you have an interview in 2 hours, and you only just remembered after taking a long needed nap in front of the TV. You jump to your feet and you check the oven. You know, you ever done that? If your phone's, behind or whatever, you'd be like, hold on, bruh. I'm not late. Like, maybe it was daylight savings or some shit, you know? And that's what made me miss that. I don't know. So it only works on that? Oh, shit. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So it had to be on animation. Hold on, I gotta change this. We're learning how to use this. Animation. Oh. Oh, shit. Um, Gotta change this window. Is it 12 to 16? Oh, what the hell? Let me stop. What the? Like, yo. Maybe I had it right the first time. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Damn it. We're gonna draw the foot one more time. We're gonna draw it out like this. Go down here, your silly toes. Might as well draw it sideways because whatever. Up and there. Okay. It's gonna be sideways. And it's gonna be your toe. I don't know if both of this considered an ankle, but we're just gonna put ankle. All right, and that's the foot, not on the ruler. All right. So scenario: job interview, 2 hours. You're late. You check the oven camera. You check the oven clock. You make sure your phone wasn't tripping. You run frantically from your room. From the living room to your room, and you're trying to get dressed or whatever. After you get dressed, you head out. You catch the bus. You make it to your interview. Okay. You hope it goes good as you're leaving. Cool. You're waiting at the bus stop. You're thinking like, dang, that was hectic. All day was hectic. Oh, I gotta sneeze. And then, anyways, don't worry about that. So after you get to the bus stop and you're chilling, you're waiting. That's when you check your wallet. You don't have any money in your wallet. The bus driver's like, you gotta pay. So you gotta walk. You gotta walk. Now, a lot of things that I wrote had to do with the things that you decided to do in this scenario to get where you got. Okay? And one of them was when you were sleeping, you were doing your laundry. Okay? You were doing your laundry. After you finish your laundry, you went to go put your socks on. And what'd you have? You had on ankle socks. Right? You had ankle socks. And you don't have any dress shoes, so you wore hot tops. Ankle socks, hot tops. Here's why that's a problem. So you got your foot here. Ankle socks. Oh shit. Ankle socks are like this, right? These are your ankle socks. And these are your shoes. They're nice looking shoes. They fit your outfit well. You had to wear these shoes because they look great. You know, the pattern, etc., etc. Okay, that's your shoe. A couple things wrong with this shoe. First of all, it's loose. It's very loose. It's so loose that. Wait, where was I even going with this? All right, these are the shoes you wore to your interview. Your shoe's loose. Okay, you gotta walk. You don't have bus fare. You're walking home from wherever you are. Okay, your shoe is moving up and down every time you take a step. Every time you take a step, there's friction. You know what I should have did? Oh fuck! I missed my mouth already. Okay, let me give you a visual interpretation of what I'm talking about. Okay, here's your shoe. Boop. Whole time you're walking, the shoe's doing this. It's hitting the front and it's going down the back. Kind of like that when you're walking. It's really loose. Even if you tie it tight, it's still somehow moving towards the back, you know? And oh, yeah, it's better. Ah, there we go. That's you walking. That's what it's doing. This whole area back here, this whole area back here, yeah, it's done for. You're starting to develop a blister. Okay, that's how it starts. It starts with a blister. A blister. It's friction, and it builds a blister. Okay, so you're walking. Your shoe is loose. You're building a blister. You grab your ankle socks, and it's starting to hurt. It turns red, dude. This is already shaping up to be some bull, bro. It's not good. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of this A lot of this was basically just me trying some shit. So I'm off script completely. All day you've had a slight chafe in the back of your ankle. And now you've been walking for a few miles. You've developed a blister and you're really starting to think back about like, dang, how did I get here? I thought I had the bus fare. What happened? you know, I was prepared for this. You know what you did? You gave your last $5 to a homeless guy at a gas station. Good job, dude. You did it. You've had a great day until this small moment. You know, it's about hiking, but you know, I wanted to add my little twist to it because why not? Anyways, so that's why you didn't have a bus fare, if you were wondering. Anyways, so it's about your shoes. To be honest, your shoes are too loose, your socks are too little, and you've started walking and it started to turn red and you developed a blister. Now, a few things you can do at this time. You can keep walking, okay? Because you got a long way to go. And you a G. That's typically how I would think about it because I wouldn't try to yo, I'm getting to it. It's called a presentation or something. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Okay. After being so damn rudely interrupted. What am I talking about? uh, so you started to develop the blister. It started to turn red. Here's a few things you could do. First thing you could do is keep walking. Okay? Because you a G. You gonna keep walking. That's what I did so many times. And I never knew there was methods to prevent it getting worse, because that's what you want to do. You want to stop while it's getting worse. And this can be used for hiking or whatever scenario you come up with. This is just a fun scenario that I came up with. What you would do is you stop the friction. What you're developing is a friction blister. Okay? So you would put a band-aid, tape, gauze. You would wrap the area. Okay? So let's go back to the diagram. I'm gonna delete. Oh wait, I can just backspace before I made those circles. Look at that technology. Yeah. All right. So what you're gonna do is, if this is the area and you've started to develop, it's red. It's bad. All right. It's starting to peel low key, just a little bit, not much. It's just a blister right now. It's starting to just kind of get irritated. You hardly will even notice it. You know, we've all been there. You hardly notice it. It starts to go up and down, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what you do, you get a band-aid. You put a band-aid back there. You got your band-aid, and you put it on the area to prevent the shoe from rubbing against it. Now you have protection from the friction. You see that? Doesn't that feel better? Now the only problem with this is you have to constantly check the band-aid because the band-aid is going to slip off. That's what they also covered in the book. They covered that part, which I thought was interesting. You can use gauze, or I came up with the idea, you could use fabric. You could take a piece of your clothes, your shirt, cut it, not much, tear it, really, because that's what you'll be doing. Not much, but tear it and then wrap it around. So that way it prevents further friction burn. Because you don't want it to tear open, which is what happens. That's kind of what the next chapter started going into. And I had not finished this. But here we go. Oh, there's actually a few more ideas. What you could do is, when it's still a blister, you would apply something called moleskin patches, or Spinco second sin. I mean second skin. All right. So this is what we got. Is it live music? Stick with me. All right. Moleskin padding. This is what it looks like. I don't know if I can change that. They got these at Walmart, most likely at Amazon. But as you can tell, this is a Walmart brand. So basically what you do with this is, it works the same way as a Band-Aid. It's self-stick. You take it out, you throw it on there. Now personally, I've never heard of moleskin padding ever until this. So that's probably why I didn't get that. Here's the second one. The Spinco second skin, also some type of padding. This one I found on Amazon. Shipped right to your door. Now, unfortunately, these are great and all, and it's just a quick starter on on your preparedness packet that you need to prepare for hikes, is what they say. It's really just like a go bag preparation type of thing. But blister packs, Amazon, moleskin things, whatever, good preparation. Unfortunately, you don't have that because you weren't planning on taking a walk today. You wore these shoes because they look good. You wore these socks because all your other socks were dirty. That's how you got here. But you had a band-aid, but it keeps coming off. Okay? So you got to make sure you keep checking it. You're almost home. Now, let's take another shot at how you would take care of this. Moleskin patches. Never heard of it. Did I say duct tape? You can use duct tape as well. Okay. So you got the pattern and you got that. Change your socks. That's a good way to keep your foot from getting wet. That's what they say. Um, oh, when buying your shoe, there should be about 1 inch or so from the front end of your shoe to the back end of your shoe. So I guess you should have some room in your shoe, but it shouldn't be excessive. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that means from here to here or just from here to there. So I don't know. Interpret that however. Make sure your shoes fit. That's the best way I can put it for you. So here are a few instructions for after you get home and your blister has turned from tiny into a massive blister. Okay, and this is coming straight from the book. And the Lord said, I'm just playing, but the instructions go as follows. In order for you to take care of the blister, however, is to not rip it. What you need to do is you need to hit up a pin and poke. Hit up the pin and poke it. It should be red hot. And I don't know where that was, but I remember seeing it. I don't know. Where the hell did it go? It's probably so damn dark in here. It said also you can use something called Gold Bond foot powder. Oh wait, no, that's also in case of walking with hiking shoes. Socks. That's not what I'm talking about though. Oh, here it is. It says clean the area with disinfectant. Alcohol or iodine is especially useful. Take a needle and sterilize it. Alcohol or heat until it is red hot. Pierce the side of the blister. This enables the fluid to drain. This will cause some discomfort, but will also enable you to begin healing. Yeah, preserve the loose skin. I guess don't tear the skin off, as like you would be thinking to do. You would preserve it, cover the blister to offer protection, apply an antibiotic cream if possible, which is like, no. What's that stuff called? Vaseline, something like that? Maybe Vaseline, some type of Bengay or something. I don't know. A&D ointment. One of them. I'm just now learning. I don't usually do stuff like this. I probably would have went with the Band-Aid, and that would have been it. But this is good. Take some moleskin or Stepco 2 second skin, which is those patches that I showed you, and cut a hole in the middle a little bigger than the blister. I'm guessing that's if you're popping it. Place the moleskin on so that the blister is in the middle of the opening. Cover the gauze pad or other bandage, and then rest is what they say to do. Oh, thank you. What the hell? Yeah, but also, this is the book. So if you do care about shit like that, you can check that out. I want to read more passages, obviously not today, but take out some passages and maybe try doing that. I think that'd be cool. If you absolutely must keep walking, make sure that your bandage has stopped the friction area. Wait. If you absolutely must keep walking, make sure that your bandage has stopped the friction to the area. Remember, bandages frequently come off, so check it from time to time. Make sure it's still on. Change the bandage frequently to maintain cleanliness, because it's gonna get dirty. Several home remedies can help in treating blisters. A cold compress to the blister by soaking a cloth in salt water. Didn't know that. A 10% tannic acid solution to the blister 2 to 3 times a day. A few drops of Listerine antiseptic to the broken blister to disinfect the wound. Garlic oil is also useful in this purpose. I don't even know what that is. Place some aloe vera, vitamin E oil, or zinc oxide ointment on the blister. Witch hazel on the blister 3 times a day to help with pain and dry out, and then tea tree oil to prevent infection. Okay, so that was the first part of blisters that I thought was relatable. Woo! And yeah, that was basically what I've been thinking out. So that was, I feel like that was pretty cool as far as how to deal with that because I've always struggled with that. Yeah, I don't know, right? You get these all the time, and those things really are helpful because I did not know how to deal with that shit. I don't think I figured out how to deal with that until I got older, and then you start working, and you realize like I got to go the rest of my shift, and I got these ankle socks on. What I'm gonna do? And then I think I just improvised putting some shit on there, probably like a piece of paper, but it was always something stupid. And then it would come out and it would still burn, so it's like, and then it lasts for like a week or whatever. You're just like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I also have some other things I want to start reading, but I don't have them. Oh, yo, I have a beer making kit, and I forgot all about that shit. A beer making kit, and what else? A beer making kit, and a smoker that I want to pull out and just see how that looks. I don't have it right now because I'm gonna have to get that shit another time. But yeah, man, I don't know. That was pretty cool. I don't know what else to say. I saw some shit about headaches today too. It was some book I was reading. It was I'm not gonna show it because um, my mom been trying to get that book, and I don't want to have no evidence that I still got it. So I'm not gonna show that. But I think that's it for today. I was watching somebody else's live stream, and them motherfuckers hit on a good ass point. They was like, you know, everybody has a talent, but you don't realize. Well, I didn't realize also until I got older that like if you don't go and do the thing, it's like it doesn't even exist. It's kind of what he was saying, like you got all this talent and you don't like every day you're not trying to like build on that. It's basically like it doesn't even matter. But go after whatever you want to go after. Don't wait. But yep, appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.